Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Givr. It's been a minute. I have an episode coming, and it's Courtney and I, and we filmed it, oh my God, a few months ago, maybe more than a few months ago. She was pregnant. Now there's a baby. So, yeah, life has changed a lot since we've recorded this, but it's an amazing episode, and I still wanted to get it up. But I wanted to hop on here and do a little intro and kind of explain where I've been. And I'll do a solo episode in a little bit going more in depth, but I thought that it was important for me to give kind of an explanation as to where I've been for the last couple months. And I'll just say this, I did have a little bit of a breakdown, I'll call it, or a breakthrough. And it kind of started at Christmas and it continued on through probably January and February and a little bit of March. And it was a very, very painful, transformative time for me. I decided to step away from social media and the podcast. And it's interesting because I kind of was telling myself that I wasn't ready or able to share because of what I was going through. But I do think a lot of it had to do with some insecurities and sense of self that I was kind of exploring. I'm someone that doesn't really like to be seen or acknowledged when I don't feel worthy. I don't feel worth being listened to, or I don't feel worth sharing. And I don't think that people will want to see that side of me. So I kind of went into a shell a little bit. I also was going through something that was very emotional for me. I've felt for honestly almost my whole life, for as long as I can remember, that not that something was wrong with me, but that like something wasn't quite right. I felt like I struggled a lot with my weight and my body image and my confidence and my consistency and my ability to accept love. And I didn't really understand why, because when I was to look at my life and look back at my childhood and all these things, it seemed like it was perfect and that I didn't really have any reason to struggle. That all came to a crashing head on and around my 33rd birthday, which was in December of this year. So that kind of led to a little bit of a breakdown. It's a nice way to call it is a breakthrough, but there was definitely a breakdown. I had a confusing couple months in terms of my emotional stability, how I felt, my anxieties, my fears, my struggles. It was a lot. And I was worried that I would overshare. I didn't want to put myself out there when I was in such a vulnerable state because I didn't want to overshare. I didn't want to share things that weren't mine to share. It's hard when you're talking about childhood because you never want to put things about your family out there that can be perceived in a strange way, and you never want to make your parents feel bad or your family feel bad. So I decided to keep things close to the vest for a couple months, and I can say that I changed a lot. I'm still healing. I've learned a lot, and I've been feeling for the last couple of weeks that I'm ready to come back on here and come back to the podcast, come back to something that I feel very, very passionate about and very drawn to. So here I am. Here we are. I do want to acknowledge that it's probably hard and frustrating for you guys, the inconsistencies in terms of the episodes and what to expect and how often and frequent you see both of us, both Courtney and I. And I see you and I see your comments, and I'm so sorry that you feel upset about the inconsistencies. But I do think first and foremost that we're always going to do what's right for us. And that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate you guys or the platform and that we don't love coming on here to share, but this is our real lives. I'm somebody that's very open and I feel a lot. And it's interesting because I'm here and I've started this podcast and I'm going through probably what I would say is the most transformative years of my life right now. And I'm choosing to do it online. So it's not perfect and it's not pretty all the time and it's not consistent all the time, but I'm here regardless. And I'm hoping that you'll have me anyways. That's just a little bit about where I've been and what I've been going through. A lot of learnings, and I can't wait to share with you guys. But for today, there's a cute little episode with Courtney and I before baby Bradley was pushed out. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I can't wait to see you next week. I have some guests that will be coming on, and then we'll have Courtney and get to hear all about her birth story and her postpartum and her experience with the beginning of motherhood, which is such a beautiful, exciting thing. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. And I'm also so glad you guys are here. So without further ado, enjoy the rest of the episode. You want to know the funniest thing? We were talking about his online gaming, and he was like, "Do you want to know what my character's name is?" And I was like, "Yeah, tell me." He was like, "I named her Melissa." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." He's like, "Do you want to know her full name? Her name's Melissa Stinky Princess."
What?
I'm like, "What? You're online playing with people, and that's what you're."
He's an idiot.
Okay, everyone, we're back. I think
You do the intro this time.
we'll see how long this lasts. This is our third time trying to record this episode, and I mean, we're fucking committed. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we are. Because the first few times just they were not happening, you guys. We know like we're using a different like streaming service now, I guess.
Yeah, it looks janky, and it actually it reminds me of like online gaming, like it really does. So
There's a little duck in the corner.
yeah, it's not cute, but
It's
that's okay.
okay.
That's okay.
As long as it gets the podcast recorded, that is all that matters because we just could not figure it out. The internet was going to shit. I don't know what was happening. I
Well,
was speaking into the mic. Mel was lagging.
Courtney hasn't been here for like I don't know how long, longer than 4 weeks. And
Yes.
I'm leaving for Thailand literally in 2 days, so like this needs to be recorded.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. I haven't been here longer than 4 weeks, Mel. I think the last episode I did was just like announcing I was pregnant.
You're joking.
No, that's so sad. I actually think that's the last episode.
It's crazy because now you're like, are you 3rd trimester?
Yeah, girl, I'm like almost 31 weeks.
Ah.
I know. And pregnancy's like whatever, 39 to like 42,
40.
41, whatever.
How crazy how fast it's gone though.
It's gone so fast. I know some women are like, "Oh my gosh, this was the longest thing ever." And maybe I'll say that this trimester because it's like the end, when like you just feel really big and you're uncomfortable and like it's harder to move and they're like, "Just get this baby out of me." But I don't feel like it's been that long. I feel like it's gone by so fast. So fast.
Well, the first half was like kind of hidden because that was before the Olympia, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Sorry,
like
guys. Your Poppy, by the way, she's barking in the back. Can you hear her?
yeah, is that Marlin coming?
Yeah.
Christopher's getting a massage and Poppy's protecting the realm.
Protecting the realm. Yeah, no, the first half was hidden. So,
Yes.
I mean, yes, it was. What am I talking about? Yes.
Yeah, it was from the world. So like
Yeah.
maybe that's why it feels fast, but you also I feel like are like thriving as a pregnant woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not like struggling like some people do.
Yeah, no, the beginning was a little rough, like, just like morning sickness, food aversions, like I talked about being really tired. But now I feel like in my element and I'm just like thriving. I do feel though, it's crazy. Like you go on those little apps and it's like, oh, this week you might experience this. This week you might experience this. It's like to the T of what like is actually happening. It's kind of crazy. And it's like, okay, now that you're in your third trimester, you might be experiencing like fatigue again and being tired. And I feel it's like clockwork. It's like week 30, boom, here we are. I have like fatigue again. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's just like a part of it, but overall, I am very grateful. I've been pretty healthy and, like, I've truly enjoyed it. I actually don't, like, hate being pregnant.
Well, I mean, you also are, like, a very healthy, consistent person, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think most of the women that, like, I know that kind of, like, stay on routine and stay eating healthy and stay moving and working out and, like, just, like, keep nourishing themselves the same,
Yeah.
kind of have a better experience than people that maybe are, like, I don't know, change their entire, like, lifestyle
Yes.
because
Yeah,
they're pregnant, which, like,
yeah,
kudos to you. I'm sure it takes a lot of, like, willpower and dedication
yeah,
because you're more tired and because there's, like, all the more reason to kind of just, like, be lazy.
yeah, for
But
sure.
it's also, like, balancing that being lazy and not taking care of yourself and, like, eating healthy and cooking your food and all that stuff, and then also, like, resting when you're tired.
For sure.
So it's probably really tough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's I mean, like, little things, like, even, like, consistency and, like, getting to the gym or, like, doing a walk. I'm like, "Oh, like, I don't know if I really want to," and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just don't. But overall, I've, like, tried to do what I can, and I just haven't done nothing, but I've also listened to my body and, like, allowed myself a lot of rest, a lot of time to just, like, be, and it's been good. I don't know, I feel overall, like, really, really good. So, not bad.
You're having a baby in literally 2 months.
Literally 2 months having a baby, crazy times, I can't believe it, like, I don't even know. It's just, like, it's just gone by very fast, and here we are, and I was saying, you guys, in, like, the first take of this podcast that I had, like, a bit of, like, an overwhelming feeling last night. I was really emotional because I mean, I there's just a lot of things I don't know, right? Like, I've never done this before. I'm not a mom. I don't know what I'm doing. And I know you, like, they say, people say, like, "Oh, there's no handbook. You just figure it out." La da 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 da. But I do want to be somewhat prepared, like, as far as breastfeeding goes, and, like, okay, what if she doesn't latch, and how can I, like, better assist her, or sleeping, or whatever it is. So I got on this rabbit hole, and I never go on TikTok because I just feel like it really sucks you in. Instagram does too, but, like, TikTok more. I just feel like the dopamine is, like, next level. So I got on TikTok, and I never go on it. And I was researching, like, what do I bring in my hospital bag? And, like, TikTok can also be great because there's, like, a lot of, like, good information that's quick and, like, easy to absorb. So it's like, okay, what do I bring? Like, I don't even know what I bring. And I don't even know why I thought of that yesterday, but I was on this thing where I'm, like, trying to figure out what to bring in my hospital bag. And then what I also need to, like, do for, like, when the baby's sleeping, like, what do I have next to the bed, like like a caddy thing, like a whatever, with diapers, wipes, the whole thing.
Mhm.
So I just, like, got on, and then it was like there was a lot of women giving great advice and whatever, but I just was like, "Holy shit, this is so much, and I feel so overwhelmed." Like, I feel so overwhelmed. And I'm about to have her in, like, 8, 9 weeks. I don't have anything ready in her room. I've ordered stuff, yes, but, like, nothing's here, and, like, there's no organization. Shit's still in boxes. I'm just kind of like, and I'm also trying to, like, unpack and organize a house that we just moved into. So I just, like, got very overwhelmed, and I also think the unknown of, like I was saying to you earlier, Mel, like, labor and childbirth is just, it's like something I'm trying to really prepare for mentally, and as well as postpartum, because a lot of moms say, like, you worry so much about, like, the nursery and, like, you just having the baby, but then it's like postpartum, like, how do you care for yourself too?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I got in a little bit of, like, an it's, like, so beautiful that we're about to have a baby in, like, 9 weeks, and, like, oh my gosh, like, it's amazing. And I also just feel like, what the fuck am I doing? And why don't I have anything ready? And how do I figure this out? And, like, do I need to make a checklist? I don't know. I'm not very type A. I'm a Virgo, which Virgos are very, like, type A, like, organization lists. And, like, Mel, I feel like you have a little bit of like Virgo energy. Like I saw your packing list to Thailand. Oh my god, I love this.
That's the first time I've ever done that though. I've never done that before. I feel like there's like a shift in my life this year and I've kind of been like grasping at more organization because I feel like things are like coming at us right now, both
Yeah,
Ian and I. Like
yeah.
I feel like opportunities are coming our way. I feel like change is coming our way. I feel like these beautiful things for us to become better people and like more responsible and all these things. I can feel this like energy coming towards us. And Ian said the same thing to me. And I was like, okay, like I need to embrace this and
Mhm.
understand that like change is sometimes overwhelming. And what can I do about it? Maybe it's the same for you right now. I can't even remember what I was watching the other day, but some guy was saying you can't become a tough person without going through shit. And he's like,
Yeah.
and you can't become a patient person without having to learn how to be patient. So
Mhm.
maybe right now, like, yes, you feel a bit overwhelmed, but maybe this is just your opportunity to maybe like harness some of those characteristics that you want to become, right?
Yes. Yeah, no,
Maybe
that's
maybe
beautiful.
maybe you wanna be a bit more organized and this is like, "Oh my god, how can I do this?" But it's a fine line because you go on TikTok and then there's too much and then it becomes overwhelming and then no one is gonna be able to grow and thrive through that, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Like information overload. But I do agree. Like I feel like this is a season in my life where I need to be very efficient. Like it's no more like lackadaisical, like Courtney vibes. Like it's like becoming a parent is like I feel that I mean, you guys, I'm not a parent, right? So like please parents speak to this. But it's like efficiency. Like, okay, I have this time block to do this because I know my baby eats at this time or I have to pick up this kid from school or take this child to this sport. Like it's very like efficient and
Mhm,
it's very scheduled
mhm,
and with like play and fun and everything in between. I'm not saying it all has to be like that, but I do feel like kids thrive on schedule, like humans thrive on a schedule. We do, like
mhm,
with like consistency, routine, a schedule.
mhm,
And I think it's just like I've talked about this before on the podcast, but it's been hard for me to like find a groove, find a schedule. Like we've been in and out of rentals and our old house had mold and it was just like people were sick and like it which I don't know. And then I got pregnant randomly and it was just like it's been hard to like just get on a schedule, get on a plan. And now it's like, okay, like you said, like this is a time to harness it because I don't really have a choice. Like I'm going to have to like get my baby on a schedule and I want to like get things in order before she comes. So yeah, it's just like a grow. It's just a little bit of a growing pain. It's like, oh my gosh, like I saw something and it's like when you're 30 plus years old and you still feel like you're like 16 and pregnant. Like you're like I'm like, oh my God, I'm like 16 and pregnant. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 30 and I'm like, okay, no, like you need to like just figure it out.
Yeah, but
Oh
I'm sure
my
everyone feels like that when they're having their first kid. It doesn't really
gosh.
matter how old you are. I mean, especially if you think about you, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like you've had like friends around you like having babies and like you haven't, been around it. So of course it feels like even crazier.
Right, right. Where like even like your friends, I feel like you were in Florida for a little bit, but like when Ashley, right, and Heather, I think had her second child, but like your other friend Leah, like you were home, like I don't know, and you've gone to their house and you've been around little babies. Like I haven't really been around
Mhm.
little babies or people. Like I have friends that have kids,
Mhm.
but not like
Mhm.
babies. I guess my cousins. My cousins have kids, but like babies, but I see them, I don't know, twice a year. So it's not,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just like, wow. So a lot of changes, a lot of things happening, but it's time for me to just put on my big girl pants. I'm not 16 and pregnant. I need to handle this shit. And yeah, here we are. So it's good. It's good. Just change. It's
Yeah.
just a lot. And it's also okay to feel like overwhelmed and like scared too. I know that. So
Yeah, for sure. When's your mom coming down?
she's gonna come down sometime like end of March, I think. Um,
Okay, in a while. I thought she might come like help you like unpack your house and stuff.
I mean, she was here for pretty much the whole month of January,
Yeah.
and she did a lot. She, like, unpacked a lot and, like, organized a lot, but there's some things she, like, doesn't Christopher's closet, she's like, "I don't know really, like, how he
Yeah.
wants this, where this is going," or,
Yeah.
but she did do a lot, and I'm super grateful, but there's still, like, way more to do. I have so much stuff in the garage. I just need to, like, go through, like, I don't know. I mean, we moved like all of our stuff from our old house into a storage unit, and then half of it went into like an Airbnb that went to like another rental. So like I've lost a lot of shit too, which is it's whatever. I'm just like it is what it is. It's fine. It's just yeah.
Yeah, but
So
how Christopher was, like, texting me asking for other things too. How do you lose things? Like, where do they go?
I don't know. I think so. This is what I think. I was throwing a lot of stuff out from the storage unit because like in like hot climates, things get like moldy and
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
We had a climate controlled unit, which was great. And I'm like, oh, beautiful. Like, we're not going to have anything that's like disgusting and like molded. But there were so many like dead bugs and like gnats and like mosquito dead on like all like our old couch that had whatever. I had all of like the cushions and stuff like packed that went they're infested with bugs. So I'm like,
Ew.
throw it out. And at the bottom of those boxes, like I think we're like the Roadcaster like headphones. Like I think just shit just got like
Yeah.
lost and lost, and
Yeah.
it's okay. It's whatever. But yeah, I need to just really get in and like get settled and get organized. Maybe I need to make some lists like you, Mel, like a little checklist to keep myself on track um of just like what I need to do. But yeah, it's all good. But you're going to Thailand.
I know, and you were just in Aspen.
Yeah.
How was
Yeah.
it?
It was good. It was good. I couldn't do anything. Like
I
I
know,
can't
was it kind of boring? I was thinking about you and I was like, I wonder what it's like when you're, like, there, but because we went for 2 or 3 days before, like, you could ski and snowboard, and,
yeah.
like, even after, like, 2 days, I can't lie, I was like, "I'm ready to leave." Like,
Yeah, no. I like I can't
I don't,
like
like, shop for fun. I'm not like,
no.
I don't wanna go to, like, restaurants every day. Like, I was just kind of like, I wanna snowboard every day 100%, but if I
Yeah.
couldn't do that, I was just like, "Okay, like, let's go home," you know?
Yeah. No, that's how I felt. Like I really don't wanna shop right now. I'm not much of a shopper for fun type person anyway. Like if I need something, that's when I'll shop.
Mhm,
I'm not like a browse type shop
mhm.
person. So I didn't do any of that. Plus, like clothing doesn't like even like fit. So I'm just like, I'm not like getting any clothes right now. I don't want to. And it's like all winter stuff. And we live in Florida. So I don't want to buy like like no. And yes, eating out like 3 times a day. I'm like, oh, like even if you like, make it healthy or do the best you can to like do substitutions and whatever, it's still just really heavy and like
You just
I don't
want
know.
to cook your own food. Like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
sometimes I'm like, I wanna make my own food. I don't know, half the time I
yeah.
like it better and I just trust it more, you know?
Yes, 1,000%. So I just kind of was like, it's good. I'm glad your brother got to snowboard and like be in his element. That's like his thing. He likes to
Yeah.
like detach and like go out there. And yeah, so he had a blast and he was having fun. But no, I didn't really do much. I watched some like birth courses I'm taking, like some like online little things I bought. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do
Wait,
some of it.
on, like, giving birth?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are
Like
you okay, do you have a birth plan?
I do-ish, but it's not, like, set in stone yet.
And
Yeah.
is it private or will you tell us?
Um, I will tell you, but I don't wanna tell the pod yet.
Fair.
And it's not because I'm like, I don't know. Here's the thing, I just don't want, like, people's opinions
I
flooding
completely
in.
agree. I
You know
completely
what I mean?
agree.
And I'm just like, "All right, I'm gonna try to do do whatever," but I also know things change and shit happens and, like, I I don't know. I was very, like, keen at first on, like, having a home birth. That switched. I'm not having a home birth. I'm going to a hospital to give birth, but not with an OB, with a midwife. So there are things, like, I'll talk about afterward, but
Mhm.
I have, like, an idea of, like, what I want to feel and, you know, what I want to experience and like the different like stages of it too. Like it's something that I'm not just trying to like walk into blindly. Like I really want to educate myself on how the process works and like the physical body on what it goes through and like all the different stages of labor and like how to best support myself and what I can tell Christopher to do to best support me. So like, yeah, I have an idea, but I haven't like written my birth plan like out. You know, people like write their birth plan and like bring it to the hospital or their wherever, and they're like, here, a birth center, like follow this. Which is good for like nurses and like other doctors like changing shifts and stuff, I guess. But yeah, so I'll share with you and I'll share with you guys too. Let me just get through these 8 weeks and then like,
Yeah, I respect that because I think it's so great that like, so many people have so many experiences, and then because of online, people can share their opinions and their experiences and what they think is the right way to do things. But I also think sometimes, especially when you're going into something like this, protecting yourself so you don't
yeah,
have so many people saying like, "Well, I did this and it went wrong," and you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
sometimes it's too much.
for
And
sure.
I think a lot of people like to share. I love hearing people's experiences, but sometimes when it comes across as either judging or shaming like my choices, it kind of
Yeah,
can affect me. So I would do the same. I would probably keep this like close to the vest at the end of the day. Like I understand everyone has their own experiences. Susie's experience that she had 4 years ago, I don't need her to tell me that like what I'm doing is wrong or I should do it a different way because of what happened to her 4 years ago or 10 years ago or what happened to her friend 17. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like too much sometimes. So I totally get it.
exactly. Exactly. And it's funny because the first part of like all this birth course is it's called like what's in your bag. And it's like, what are you carrying into birth that could be affecting you? Is it like your sister's traumatic birth story, your mom's
Mhm,
traumatic birth story, your
mhm,
friends of a friend, you know, like you just said, like of something that happened like 4 years ago, and like detaching from that because everyone's birth is different.
mhm.
And just because it went one way for someone doesn't mean it's going to go one way for you. And yeah, that's like the outlook I'm trying to go into it with is like detaching and like not consuming like you know just not consuming things that aren't going to serve me. Like a lot of women say like even leading up into like when you're about to like have your baby, like only really try to consume like positive birth stories, not like, you know. And I still hold, you know, like so much love and like space for people who had a hard birth, you know, traumatic birth. Like I can't imagine. Who knows? Mine might be, I don't know, you know. So I just want to right now just kind of keep things close and like protect my energy going into this because it's probably going to be the hardest thing I've ever done. And yeah, I just want to like protect that and not hold on to a bunch of things. And I think I did at the beginning, like I really wanted to have a home birth, but you know, you have like two different groups. Like you have people who are like very home birth advocates and like absolutely would never walk into a hospital. They don't feel safe there. And then you have people who are like, why would you ever birth at home? You could be putting your baby at risk. Like that's so bad. And I was doing a lot of like research, which is like it's like a fine line, right? Like you want to be knowledgeable, but like you can find a side for anything. And then I got kind of like scared into having a home birth and almost kind of like I don't want to say talked myself out of it, but I was like, maybe for the first baby, I'm just going to like go to a hospital and I'm just gonna try to do it with a midwife. And I found someone amazing and like aligns with my birth goals. But yeah, I think like I kind of let outside like opinions and traumatic home birth stories and hospital transfers and all of these things like psych myself out. Like I psych myself out, you know, and I'm like, okay, like no, I just don't know if I feel safe doing that right now. Yeah, see, so that's why I'm just kind of like, I just before I share anything, I just want to like get through it. And then I'll lay it all out on the table for you guys, like the full thing. We'll do a
Mhm.
episode of like my birth story or whatever.
Yeah, I think when people are like going through new things, like a new experience, and there's kind of this like fear of the unknown because our brains always are trying to predict and protect. We'll
Mhm.
like search out information, and then because we're trying to predict, we like start to create narratives in our head, and that's dangerous. And like, I mean, it's the same thing when I like share about like our fertility things. Like, as soon as you say it, like people just like want to say, like, well, like I know so and so, and they went through the exact same thing, and da da da. I'm like, well, no one has gone through the exact same thing because no one is in my body and no one is my husband's body.
Yes.
So like that, when people say things like that, I kind of just like almost like turn off the listening, as rude as that is, because
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, because I have to protect my peace. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna look at me and be like, I know someone that went through the exact same thing, it's like, well, this is already untrue. And I
Yes.
don't want this coming into my brain and now affecting my experience and my interpretation of my life and what
Mhm.
my choices are right for me and my family. So
Yeah.
I think you're doing the right thing, and I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah. Thanks, Mel. Yeah, no, you get it. So I'm an open book, but I just know like this is the one thing I really want to protect before I go into it. So I'll share it all with you guys
Did
once
you
the little
did,
baby is here.
did you guys pick a name?
We did.
Is it
We
the one that I know?
No,
Oh
we
my
skipped
god.
it. I know. I think it's yeah, no, because at Christmas time, I don't think we even had this name like
Oh my
dropped
god, I'm
in.
dead.
I'm gonna tell you. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, but
Tell me
like
off the air. I'm dead.
sorry
I'm
guys. That's
I'm
one thing I need to protect too. But I'm not like one of those people when someone's like a friend in person, like, do you have a name? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not saying it. I don't care to say it, but I'm just gonna say it to just like, people that I know, you know?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
I'm so excited. I like can't believe that this is like actually happening. You know what I
So
mean?
cool.
It's so
Wild.
unreal. It's so unreal.
It's wild. It's exciting though.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's literally like the craziest thing ever. It's just like having a little human inside of you and feeling her kick and like it's just so sweet. I'm like
Is she kicking a lot now?
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah. She's just like moving and grooving and like twisting and like doing all the things. It's so cute. I did
And
an
have
ultrasound.
I
Yeah,
was
go
just
on.
gonna say, have you seen her recently?
Yeah, I did one before. When did I do one? Before we left for Colorado, and she was already face down, which was good. I know she can still flip and whatever, but her like you want the face to be like towards the back of your
Yeah.
spine,
Yeah.
and she's like sunny side up. So like her face is towards like my belly button. So she's got to like flip to the back.
Yeah,
But
she's gotta do a 180.
yeah, but I think you can give babies like any. You can give babies. You can have babies breech, whatever, any type of way.
Yeah.
Like ideally, position wise. So I'm going to like my chiropractor and like doing these little weird exercises, like where it's like a forward leaning like inversion thing where my feet are on like my knees are on the couch, but I'm like down on my elbows on the ground, and it like helps them
Wait,
flip.
and you just sit in that position?
Yeah, you kind of get lightheaded, so you need to like make sure someone's there or whatever. Yeah, you're just sitting there for like a minute and then you get up and then like yeah, pelvic tilts and like squatting, like to just get things like open and relax. So I've just been like holding squat positions like down low, like not like a 90-degree squat, but like where your butt's almost touching the ground, but your feet are completely flat. Do you know what
Yeah,
I?
like a baby squat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So different things like that. We should do like a Q and A though, because I feel like I don't know, there's a lot of questions. Not saying I know everything, but I've just been doing stuff that I feel like is helping, my body and mind and whatever. At some point we'll do it before I have her. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
how's the, like, weight gain? You know what I mean? Like, is it just belly? Do you feel like your butt is bigger? Do you feel like your legs are bigger? Like,
no, I feel like my belly's big. I feel like my ass definitely got flatter.
it's flatter.
Yeah, it's not and it's probably because I'm not doing, like, all of the, like, the thrusting and the kickbacks and all this shit, because I go and I'm like, "I'm not doing that." Like, no. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. So I think I've done, like, maybe kickbacks, like, 3 times in, like, this whole pregnancy, like, okay, once a trimester, and not saying those, like, grow your butt, but, glute focused exercises, no, I'm just not doing it, you guys, and it's just, like, it's okay. It's just not as my ass is not as strong. It's just more there.
I mean, at least you're not getting, like, fat down there, you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like,
I definitely have cellulite. Like, I have cellulite. I'm not like I don't feel like fucking I hate this word, but like I don't feel as like tight. Like I don't feel as like you know what I mean? Like I don't feel as like I don't know, like maybe pumped because I'm not like lifting, you
yeah,
know?
maybe just less muscular feeling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just feel more like whatever. But I've gained 20 pounds. I've gained 20 pounds so far. I've actually probably gained more.
that's
Now,
not very much though.
yeah, I mean, I still have 8, 9 weeks left, and she grows like they say, every baby's different, but like your baby grows like a half a pound a week leading up to birth.
What's have they like given you like percentiles for her size or anything?
They did at the very beginning at like my 22 or like 21-week ultrasound or something. But I go back at the end of February and they'll give me like a percentile or whatever. So
I'm so fascinated.
I know. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, overall, mm, I don't know. I do what I can, but I mean, I'm also like not worried about gaining weight. Like I actually do not care. It's
Yeah.
a very freeing feeling. Like I'm just like, okay, I'm going to put on 20, 30, maybe by the end of this 40 pounds. And like, it is what it is. Like I'm just like the last thing I have thought about, and there is zero shame if you like, if this is something that's like that people think of during pregnancy, like at all, because I mean, I don't know, I might experience it after, but is my body.
Mhm.
Last thing I thought about is my
Mhm.
body. I've only thought about like baby's health, what I can do to, have a like a strong body throughout this. I have not thought about like, oh my God, how am I going to look after like whatever I'm if I gain 40 pounds, like, and I can say that like it's very like liberating, to not to for someone to have cared so much for 10 plus years. Like obviously I care how I look. I'm not saying like I don't give a shit. No, I do.
No, it's
But
it's different when there's a difference between like caring about how you look and having like respect for your body and like liking how you look, and then like the amount of pressure that as a competitor and as someone on social media gets put on your appearance. I was talking to Ashley about this on, I don't know, we went to lunch and she was saying, she was like, me being pregnant was like the only time in my life that I ever experienced not constantly thinking about the size and shape of my body.
yeah,
Cause like I didn't care. I was making a baby and I like felt great and I was like eating and I was present while I was eating and it was like, like it was just a healthy body image. And she's like, that's the only time I've ever experienced that. Because like as women, even like if you're not on social media, a lot of our brain power is thinking about like, oh my God, what's my body look like? Do I look fat? Do I look too skinny? Like, am I whatever like your thing is. And I don't want to say it's just women because I feel like it's probably a lot of men too, especially in the fitness industry. But it must be kind of nice to just be like, oh, I'm pregnant and like, who cares, you know?
literally. Yeah, I'm like creating a life. Like I'm
Yeah.
not thinking of like food is like, oh my God, like and I'm not gonna lie, like before I got pregnant, I was very like con- I'm still conscious, but like in a different way. It was more for like
No,
aesthetic
you're like
and
controlled about how much you consume.
for
It's
sure. very
Yes.
controlled, very just, okay, I know what I just it yeah, it was just a much more controlled environment. And now
Mhm.
it's not like I'm going off the deep end. I'm just like, okay, no, there's more like freedom and like just it feels just like different. Like it's just more I'm not I don't know, I'm not thinking about how much fat I'm consuming in a meal or like I'm just like,
I know.
there's just like a sense of just I don't know. It's just like you just feel different.
Yeah.
I do at least. I know
Yeah.
not everyone does. And again, postpartum, I probably 1000% will be like, "Oh, I want to I don't know. Maybe I won't be actually. I don't know. Like, get my body back or whatever. I don't know, but all I know is like right now I'm creating life and like showing up for her when she's born and being like present and like being like I don't know, just all about my child, my baby, my partner. Like that means more to me than like snapping back.
Yeah,
Really,
for
it
sure.
does.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll get back when I get back. And I also like think like resting and you just went through something like really big, like you just pushed a baby out or you had a C-section, which is an abdominal surgery, like and then down there, or with a C-section too, you have like an open wound. Like you
Mhm.
need to rest, you need to relax, like you need
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
give your body a lot of love and grace and not and I easier said than done. I get it. I get it. But it just feels different. It just feels different when it's not about you anymore. It's like my selfish controlled tendencies are just like gone. So, it's liberating.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah,
That's
it's great.
beautiful.
Thanks, boo. I know. It will be good. It's crazy that I'm about to have a baby in like 2 months, but here we are. So, I'm
I
excited.
I know, I texted Christopher on his birthday, I'm like, "This is your last, like, birthday in your 20s, and it's your last birthday before, like, you have a daughter." I
Yeah,
don't know, I never thought that he would be having a baby, like, at 29, it's wild, but
I know.
it's crazy.
I know. I didn't think I was gonna have a baby right now either, and I'm 30. I'm like, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna wait like 4 years." But life is just like curveball and you just gotta roll with it and like it's everything happens when it should. I truly believe that, and
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's it's exciting though. It's scary. It is. It is scary, I will say. Like, I do feel nervous. But I'm also trying to embrace it and, like, just go with it and, like, I taking perfection out of the picture, like, there is no perfect, way to do this or way to raise a child, and I wouldn't even want that anyway. I just wanna show up in the best way I can and go from there. Yeah,
Mhm.
just like, wow, it's a lot. I know, crazy. But
Uh,
Mel, what about
it's
you?
I don't know, I don't really wanna talk about me today, to be honest.
No? Okay, we don't have to. Yeah,
I'm
we can
I'm very much looking forward to going to Thailand and to just having, like, 2 weeks with just Ian and I. I think this trip is coming at the right time, and I'm very proud of us and, like, how we've been handling, like, what's been coming at us the last couple months. I'm not gonna lie, there was definitely a period in our marriage where in periods of, like, extreme stress, instead of coming together, we would kind of there would be a little bit of distance.
of course, very yeah,
And that definitely has changed this year, and I feel like we're probably I mean, yeah, going through, like, definitely a very weird transitionary period in our lives, you know what I mean? Like, him retiring, things going on with me and my, like, family and my,
yeah,
relationship to self and our fertility and things like that, and instead of, like, it nothing, like, would, bring us further apart, but there would just be periods of, like, almost like separation. and then
Yeah.
we would always come back together, but
Yeah.
it was like for me personally, it's very hard to, like, stay connected and stay, like, seen when I feel like it's undeserving.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that I'm kind of, like, working through everything and, like, becoming more securely attached to my husband and, like, same with him, like, we're staying very connected and leaning on each other,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm happy that we get to disconnect from, like, all the noise that's been, like,
Yeah.
coming at us for the last couple months and just, like, literally go to the other side of the world.
I'm so excited for you. I've never been, but I feel well, I've been to Indonesia, which is Bali, and like I just feel like it's very spiritual. It's very like you're just in, and which is, I mean, Thailand's right there. Like you're just, yeah. I think going now at this time with like things you guys have been through and going through, and like the change in your life, it's gonna be like the perfect time, perfect like just reset. And I love that you're using it to like get off online and just like
Mhm,
be present, be together, have
mhm,
fun, like go explore. Like you're gonna have so much fun.
mhm,
I'm so excited for you. You have to let me
mhm.
know how it is and the food. I've heard the food is amazing.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I feel like everything, like, we've been researching is just, like, wild, and we've never, like, done a trip where, like, the days are planned, you know what I mean?
So,
Like,
oh,
we
you
usually
have all
just
these planned things that you're gonna do.
yeah, like yeah, we
Woo!
have, like, all these things, we have restaurants booked, like, everything is, like, itinerized, like, it's just gonna be so fun,
Oh
so
my god, I'm so excited for you. What are you
plus
bringing? What are you packing for that long?
like, nothing.
Really? You're gonna keep it
Yep,
very simple.
yep.
Love that.
I'm bringing, like, one, like, fancy-ish outfit, and then everything else is basically, like, hiking clothes. Because all we're doing is, like, hiking and snorkeling and, like, going to temples. We're packing, like, 1 carry-on each, and it's just, like, bathing suits and gym clothes because it's, like we're not doing, like, fancy
Yeah.
he has 2 dinners booked that are at, like, restaurants that are, like, renowned in Bangkok,
Yeah.
but, like, when we leave Bangkok and go to Krabi, which is like, kind of like the jungle, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're just gonna be, like, on the beach, like, wearing shorts and running shoes, hiking all day, like, I don't
In the sun, like, just, like
yeah, like, it's funny because his mom was like, "Do you need an adapter?" And I was like, "I don't know, do I?" And she was like, "Well, are you bringing, like, a hairdryer?" I'm like, "No." I'm like,
you're
"I'm
not
not bring No, I'm not bringing a stitch of makeup, I'm not bringing a hairdryer." I took out my extensions, I took off my, like, fake nails, and I'm like, "I'm just literally, like, I just wanna live on, like, the beach for 2 weeks." You know what
yeah,
I
no,
mean?
you're liven it up. Well,
Yeah.
I love that. That's, like,
Yeah.
so nice. So when do you actually get back?
Oh my god. The 21st, I think?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, and hopefully winter will be over.
I know, I was gonna say, like, come back and, like, hopefully you'll be
Well,
dying
no,
again.
actually, I don't want winter to be over because 'cause we've only got to snowboard once this year. Because the
I thought
weather's been, like n no, the weather's been, like, oddly wet, you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's been,
Yeah.
like, wet and, like, very gray, so, like, it's not even kind of, like, nice winter, but, we wanna be able to snowboard, and then Ian's, like, traveling for almost the entire month of March.
Oh, shit, he
So,
is.
yeah, he has so many, like I think he's traveling for a lot of April too, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm excited for you guys. I think, like, now too, great time. February, leave Canada.
Oh my god, yes.
Get me out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I said to him, I'm like, "Listen, we need to, like, sort everything out because next year there's no way in hell that I'm gonna be in Canada from January until March. Like, I don't care where
Yeah.
I am, but I'm not gonna be in Canada."
Yeah, it's pretty depresso, I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
so
I mean,
gray.
yeah, it's just gray. That's how Illinois is too. Like, it's just gray. It's gray. It's dark at 4. It's just like, ugh. It can be a little, and now, okay, like if that's all you've known, then it's like, okay. But now, but like you've also lived in Florida for almost 2 years. So
Yeah.
like going back, you're probably just like,
Why?
ah.
That's what I think.
But I'll take Canada summer over Florida all day. It's too humid. Way too humid.
Yeah. No, 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 no. I don't like listen, Florida is definitely not the climate vibe for me either, but, like, I don't know what the answer is.
Figure it out.
Yeah, Ian wants the answer to be Thailand, so he's, like, sending me homes in Thailand. I'm like, "I'm not fucking moving to Thailand."
Like, look, I'll go visit and like hang out in the jungle for 2 weeks, but like to live, like then we literally could not ever do Giver, you guys, because the connection literally would actually be fucked.
And the
So
time difference, like, I'm not
yeah,
living 13-hour flight, no, 22-hour flight
yeah.
from everybody. Are you crazy? Like, Dubai was crazy enough. I'm not there's no way. There's no way.
I know. I hear you, girl, but I'm excited for you. I can't wait to hear about it. Are you gonna like? You're bringing your phone. Like I can text you. Like I know I don't expect a response, but
No, no,
like
no, I'll use my phone on Wi-Fi and, like, I'll text, but I'm not gonna, like, roam, I'm not gonna have my data on when I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
yeah,
Ian will, because I think that's just, like, you can't really like, we need maps and stuff.
yeah,
We need to be able to, like, and I'm gonna text. We just decided to, like, rid the apps on our phone, so there's no, like, when you just, like,
or
randomly open it up, like, we're not
yes,
doing that. Like, we
yeah,
have books, we have, like, each other, we have views, we have a beach, like, we don't need to look on fucking Instagram, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
No,
that
I love that. I love that you guys have like set that, intention, as you say, or whatever. Like, hey, this is what we're going into the trip doing before you're there. Because it's just like, it's not like a week's gone by and it's like, oh, we haven't really been present with each other or like whatever. And like,
Mhm,
you're on your phone and I'm doing that. It's just like,
mhm,
beforehand, like, hey, no apps. This is us time. Like, we're going to be here. We're going to take this in. We're going to have a reset like before you go.
mhm.
That's like really good advice.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
for someone who's looking to like detach on a trip or like, I don't know, get some clarity, reset, whatever it is, I think getting off your phone is like crucial.
Number 1.
Yeah, crucial. So that's
Okay,
so
well, is there anything else you wanna update us on?
good. No, guys, that's really it. I will share more. We'll share more when Mel gets back. We'll get a recap from her Thailand adventures, and I'll I'll be like 6 weeks out from birth. So I'll give you guys an update then. And yeah, maybe we can or I can or we can together do like a Q&A or something about like just
No,
pregnancy.
you should get on here while I'm gone and do a Q&A just about pregnancy.
Yeah, I could do
I
that.
I feel like there's probably a lot of questions you could talk for 45 minutes to an hour answering
Oh,
questions
easy.
about pregnancy.
Yeah,
Even
easy.
about people asking about, like, getting pregnant and stuff if, like,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like, I feel like you, like, really were, like, balancing and, like, focusing on your health, and then this beautiful thing happened.
I'm so happy I got to see you and podcast with you.
I'm so happy too. Stay on because you need to tell me the baby's name.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you getting off? Are we
No,
getting off?
I'm just
Signing
gonna stop record. I'm gonna say goodbye and then but stay here because
off.
I need to know.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you for
Bye.
listening. Another episode of Givr, and we will see you next time.
Bye.